Illustrations by Pete.
Hey everyone, welcome to another video. If you watch my videos, you know that a lot of them are for the beginning artists or for the people that are just coming back to art, or even people who know what they're doing but are stuck in a rut and they want to experiment with something different. Today, I'm going to show you how, with no skill, if you've never painted, if you've never drawn, you can do what I'm going to show you today. You can make it beautiful and you can make it your own, and I guarantee if you can hold a pencil, you can do this. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with a piece of hot pressed watercolor paper. There you go. Now this is on a block. You can use anything. Use whatever kind of paper you want to use. Okay, now I'm going to use a Posca paint pen. You can use whatever you want. You can use a regular pen, a fountain pen, a pencil, marker, anything you want to do. I promise this is going to be easier than you could ever imagine. So the first thing you're going to do is just draw a line from the top, make it swirl a little bit, and come towards the bottom. Anywhere. It could come off the side. It doesn't matter. Then you're going to do another one. And you want it to touch the first line. So you just want it to cross the line. Then you're going to do another one. Maybe that one goes into a different direction. Next, I'm going to start another line over here. I'm going to go over here. Maybe I have a couple that come this way. Now I'm going to show you how to connect them all. So all you want to do is find every spot where they connect. You can start off with fewer lines if you want to do this at first. More lines, it's up to you. Find where they connect, and you just want to round it off a little bit. And you can make the rounding as pronounced or as not pronounced as you want. So if I want to make this a little bit more pronounced, I might do that. And then I'll fill this in. And you want to do it everywhere where it connects. So this is considered neurographic art. And the reason why is because it looks very similar to neurons. And that's really what you're drawing at these intersections here. Now I'm going to show you this. I'm going to time-lapse this and get all these done so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Then we'll go on to the next step. So just a little advice for anybody who's starting out in art. And I don't know if you're looking to do this professionally or if you just want to be an artist, but I don't know whoever started the whole fake it till you make it thing, but don't do that. It's a bad idea. I think it's bad for anyone in business, but especially in an art career. I mean, it really doesn't matter who's more skilled in art after a certain degree of proficiency. Once you're good at something, you're good at it. It's more about people connecting with you and enjoying what you do. And I mean, who can really relate to someone who's like a millionaire artist who, you know, keeps to themselves and they have handlers and all this other. I think it's easier to relate to someone who you connect with and then you become a fan of that person. Well, that's just my thought. I'm about to interrupt myself here in a second, so. Okay, once you have this done, you want to add a couple of shapes to it. Now, it could be any kind of shape you want. It could be circles, it can be diamonds, it can be triangles, squares, however you want to do this. I'm going to show you with circles because those are really easy to do. I'm going to take the bottom of the bottle, let's say right here. And we'll make it look pretty here in a minute. Okay, and that's okay if it goes over a little bit. That's not a problem at all. We're going to make that be a thick area right here. You're going to do the same thing everywhere that it connects to this circle. Okay, now I'm going to add quite a few different shapes in here. Well, actually, I'm going to add all circles except for one triangle. And then I'm going to go into how to make it look nicer and start adding some color and different things that you can use and put together. I just think you can do this so many different ways to really make it your own. That is, it's pretty amazing. You can have a lot of fun with these. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of fun with these all the time. If I'm on the phone talking to someone and I have a piece of paper and a pen in front of me, sometimes I'll just start making one of these. You can do something very, very small. As a matter of fact, at the end, I'm going to show you just a small, quick little doodle of one of these. And I do it on gray paper and then add some white highlights. It looks pretty cool, and I really enjoy doing this stuff on gray paper, because I really like the contrast of the white and black, but I also like how it makes the white pop. Now, some of the things I'm going to use to color this in, and some of the things that you can use, you don't even have to do this with anything that's like a black pen. You can do this with red or green or whatever kind of color you want, and just make it your own. But one of the things I'll use some of the metallic Posca pens. I use some watercolor markers unsuccessfully, but you'll see. I'll use some Pitt Artist pens, which are water-based pigment pens. One of my favorite things that I do in here is that I use fountain pen ink, and then I just water it down on the edges a little bit and blend that color out, and it looks really cool. If you do a whole drawing like that, it looks really nice. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever really addressed why I started this channel. It's strange, but I've always felt like I really didn't belong anywhere or with any particular group, Now, I don't want you to hear that the wrong way. I have had some amazing friends. There's amazing groups of people that I hung out with that cared for me and were very kind to me when they maybe shouldn't have been, or at least definitely when they didn't have to be. And they were. It was that way with everything in my life. It's not that I couldn't relate to other people or that we didn't like the same things. It's just that I don't think we liked the same things for the same reasons. And so if anything changed, it would just alter that relationship. But let me give you an example. I might say that I like a type of music or maybe a type of art, and find someone else who likes that type of art or that type of music. But the reason that we like that thing may be completely different. For example, let's say there was an artist who just created things and I said, wow, that's a great artist. And the person said, yeah, that is a great artist. And I said, well, the things I really enjoy about it are just how intricate it is or how interesting it is to look at or something. But the person is drawn to that artist for the message that the person is giving, not their art necessarily. So if their message changes, then that person could just turn around and walk away from that artist. Whereas if they're still producing something that's interesting to look at, then I would still find it interesting to look at. And so the relationship in that respect would change. I'm not saying that everyone has to like something for the same reason. What I'm saying is, for whatever reason, I just always tend to like something for a different reason than someone else likes it. So if our friendship is based on that thing, then there's a good chance we're probably not going to be friends for very long, or at least not have a whole lot to talk about after that thing changes. Does that make sense? So the goal here is to build a community around art that is interesting to look at. None of my art has a message to it other than, hey, isn't this interesting to look at? And I also like to help people that are either new at art or maybe just getting into it after a long time off, or people that are into art but they're more into that type of art, just art that's fun. It's nice to look at, you enjoy it, and you can look at different techniques, maybe learn something new and share with the community when there's other people who maybe are struggling with something and you can help them. And that's really what this channel was designed for. That's what I really wanted for this channel. Oh, and also, I try not to be a negative person. I'm I'm not saying that I'm hyper positive either. I don't have like a vision board up on my wall, and I don't spend 20 minutes every morning in the mirror telling myself how wonderful I am, which I think is a complete waste of 20 minutes that you could actually be using to do something that actually improves yourself. But if something is good, I call it good, and if something is bad, I call it bad. But the reason I bring this up is because I don't want you to think I'm a negative person, but I kind of use these videos like a therapy session. It's a lot of me, I don't want to say complaining. I don't want to say complaining, but I guess sometimes I am. But it's really just sharing my thoughts on things. And, I get to look back at them too. I get to look at my videos too and look back and say, did I really just tell that person that? Did I just say this? And but it's okay. It's all right. So anyway, and I don't like the term realist either. I think it makes you sound like you're a passive observer, categorizing everything without understanding your own responsibility in the actual thing that's happening. And I know that's not what it means. I just don't like the term. That's all. And I would also like to entertain you a little bit. Sometimes I tell stories just to tell stories, not because they mean anything. I'm just talking. I'm just flapping my gums while you're watching me draw, basically. So I do hope you're a little entertained. With that in mind, have you ever had someone tell you that you would like something just because they like something, even if you know that you wouldn't like that thing? I don't enjoy driving really fast in cars. I don't enjoy roller coasters. I don't enjoy going downhill on rollerblades, zipping around on a jet ski, or anything really that gets your adrenaline pumping. It's not fun or exciting to me. It's just extremely uncomfortable. And yet, people are always telling me that I would enjoy things like water skiing or parasailing or skydiving or skiing. The reason people like to tell you what you'll enjoy or what you would love is because they enjoy it, and so you must too, or else maybe they think something is wrong with them if they like it and you don't, so everybody has to like the same stuff. But everybody does not like the same stuff. My favorite is, well, I wasn't really sure if I would like it either, but then I tried it and now I love it, so you should try it too. Now I know that I will hate it. Don't try and convince me that I will like it. People often use the statement, they want you to live your life to the fullest. I don't even know what that means. So they do things that they would classify as exhilarating so they can feel like they're living their life. But I'm going to argue against that. For some people that could actually be true. But I think you could be a hermit who stays in and only socializes occasionally in a low-key kind of way and still be living your life to the fullest. If you're doing the things in your life that bring that level of fulfillment to it, does it matter how much adrenaline you have pumping at the time you're doing it? I don't think so. Is that how fulfillment is measured? I don't think so. How about people who drain their adrenal glands their whole lives and then they wonder why at the end of their life they have no energy? Look, you try what you want to try and do the things you want to do and leave me to do the things that I want to do. I have no desire to turn myself into an adrenaline junkie. You know some of those people, and you may be one of those people, and that's okay. But these people get addicted to it and they actually become almost depressed if they can't have that trigger of adrenaline. Now, I can sit and stare at a wall and have a good day. And that's me. Which brings me to another subject. I am never bored, ever. Ever. I was an only child up until the age of 9, and even after that I didn't really have a lot of company from my siblings because of the large age gap, at least until later in life when we were all more adults. So I learned how to occupy myself. I could play catch by myself. I made up games to play by myself. I did art by myself. I practiced my martial arts by myself. I play music by myself. I am very comfortable being by myself. And for a lot of people, it is absolute torture for them to be alone. They need those other people around them to interact with. I know this last year has been very difficult for a lot of people. But for me, this is just Monday. That's just how I am. What about you? Let me know if you like to be alone, or if you're more of a people person, or just let me know what you think. Let me know how you are with that. Are you adrenaline junkie? Is that what you are? Okay, I think it's time to talk a little bit more about what I'm doing here, because I've kind of neglected that a little bit. But I hope you see what I'm doing and you put some of this to use. And if you do, please tag me. If you post this anywhere on social media, anywhere, please tag me. Well, if I'm on that social media, just Instagram or even Facebook once in a while I'll be on. So just please tag me. I want to see if you do anything with this information, what you do with it. Now, this is one of my favorite ways to use this technique. I said this before, but I love doing this on gray paper. That white just pops, and you can either outline those circles or you can color them in like I do here. But this can be something very quick that you do. So just something to, if you could be on the phone doodling and do this, and just that, I like that probably more than the other one that I did that had a lot of color and the watercolor and all that stuff. I like this one just a little bit more. But I hope you got something out of this. Here are a few more videos that you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.